Taking a live look at our Storm Tracker 2 radar this morning, we have rain moving in from the west.
That's right, and it looks like there might be a little snow in the mix as well. Ooh.
Well, good morning, friends. Glad to have you here with us on this Friday Eve. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. Now let's get right to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo in the Outdoor Weather Center. He's tracking the forecast all morning long. And Jeremy, is it more raining right now, or is there a little bit of snow mixing in?
I'm telling you, you can't see it because it's that kind, but I have snowflakes coming down. There's actually snowflakes coming down, but even if I hold out my hand and it hits, it melts as fast as it hits my hand, and that's the case on the ground here as well, but we are basically on the back side of it. You can trace your line here and go, all right, that's kind of the end, and as it moves out, it's going to stop. So downtown, what do we see? Not much. It's a little bit of rain on the camera lens, and that's really about it. It's a little bit of snow coming down at the airport, but once again, it's so light it's not going to actually amount to anything, and it is melting as fast, if not faster, than it falls. It's that kind of morning. Temperatures are getting a little closer to freezing, though. 33 in Spokane, 32 in Coeur d'Alene, 33 in Deer Park. A little top-down cooling. We're pulling down some of the cold with the moisture right now. We always talk about how moisture is the greatest way to bring temperatures to and fro. And that's what's happening. Kind of neat. So here we are sitting in Spokane. It has been registering as snow on the radar all morning, but for a while it was coming down as rain. It melted before it hit the ground. Now it's melting basically at ground level. Even some of these flakes melting before they hit the ground. It's kind of interesting to watch, but we are just too warm to get any sort of snow. Up toward Deer Park, you might be seeing some snowflakes fly now. Coeur d'Alene starting to see some snow fly, but once again, not going to really amount to anything until you get up a little bit higher in elevation. I'm thinking around 3,000 feet this morning, and that puts you well above both Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and Deer Park for anything to actually stick. Tonight, it's the other end of the spectrum. Heavy rain moves in after dark and continues all night into tomorrow morning, and that's where we could pick up a decent amount of it by the time it comes to an end. So this morning, a little bit of a rain-snow mix, eventually turning back over to a little bit of a light drizzle. Actually, it's already starting to do so. I think I caught a narrow window. And by this afternoon, we're in the mid-40s under cloudy skies before rain returns after dark tonight.
Well, this is just the beginning, so get ready, everyone, for extra slippery and wet roads this winter.
Between staffing shortages and losing employees to the vaccine mandate, Washington State Department of Transportation worried about staffing this season.
KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is joining us live this morning, explaining what drivers should expect on the roads. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Channing and Tim. So WashDOT is specifically responsible for plowing our area's freeways and highways. Their biggest priority, of course, being I-90, which you can see behind me. You can also see it on your screen right here. So going into winter, it's specifically the eastern Washington region of the Washington State Department of Health is going to be down 25% of their snow employees. That's empty positions like plow drivers and mechanics who are making the plows usable. They're trying to fill a total of 65 winter-specific positions. 38 of those 65 positions are open after workers left over the vaccine mandate. WashDOT says they won't be able to fill all the positions before winter hits, and that means more snow and ice on our roads.
Our plow operators will be faced with, for example, in a large snow event, is whether they leave, let's say, part of I-90 compact snow and ice, versus making it bare and wet and going someplace else and doing some plowing operations.
Now, to help, drivers should slow down around plows and allow them to do their jobs as efficiently as possible. The department is recruiting right now, looking to hire. Plow drivers need to have a CDL license to be hired, and finding workers to fill the mechanic jobs has actually been the hardest for them recently. They are already down half of their mechanics. Without them, there won't be as many plows on the road as there could be. So I was actually able to pull up this website here. This is actually showing one of the plow maintenance jobs on the government jobs website. It's as easy as going to governmentjobs.com. I'll turn that brightness down so you can see it. Just, apply straight there online, and you'll be able to apply for that job if you have those qualifications. So I'll send things back to you guys.
It is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Governor Jay Inslee has chosen State Senator Steve Hobbs to be the next Secretary of State. Now, the governor appointed Hobbs to take over the job being vacated by Republican Kim Wyman, who's taking a job with the Biden administration. The governor says he chose someone who has demonstrated independence. Hobbs is a Democrat who has voted with Republicans on several occasions.
I think it would be horrible to have a Secretary of State that is too ideologically to the far left or far right to fill this position. And so I think the governor was thinking about just all Washingtonians on both sides of the aisle.
Hobbs is Asian American, and he will be the first person of color to serve as Washington's Secretary of State.
North Idaho's legislative boundaries could change in impacting the Coeur d'Alene tribe. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press reports tribe officials think changes to boundaries could hurt representation and be vulnerable to legal challenges. A bipartisan commission approved a new map that revised 35 legislative districts last week. The Coeur d'Alene reservation is currently represented by districts 3 and 5. The change would make the reservation largely represented by District 2. The tribe's legislative director says the reservation prefers the split as the communities align more with their separate areas.
A beloved tradition that was put on hold during the pandemic is returning to Gonzaga's campus. That's right, Tent City is back, and once again, students can camp out in order to be in line for the best seats at Saturday's home game. Students anxiously waited for a tweet on Wednesday telling them where they can get in line to get their tent number. And once that tweet went out, it was a mad dash across campus to grab one of those coveted tent tickets. So students will start camping out on Friday so that they can secure the best seats when their Zags take on the Texas Longhorns on Saturday.
So that's the pre-line. That's the line to get in line.
Exactly.
But it is a really cool tradition. Love that. Well, that's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
All right, now as we head into the weekend, we set up an atmospheric river, and our moisture is coming from all the way down near Hawaii. And as it makes its way to us here in Spokane, that's more than 2,500 miles away. And I'm going to let you know why that distance plays a big role in what we wind up seeing over the course of the next couple of days.
We're going back in time as part of Boomtown Week here on KREM 2.
One of the things that we said as we went through the Browns Edition Historic District process was sometimes those big mansions from the 1890s or early 1900s that were broken up as early as the 1920s or 1930s, those are some of the most affordable housing units that we have in Spokane. And so by doing something like a district protection, we're actually protecting affordable housing.
Coming up, I'm taking a look at the impact historic homes are having on housing in our area.